Hey guys, we're going to talk about finishing up your pieces as an alternative to glaze. Some people like to have that flat look and don't necessarily want to use the types of glazes that are offered, and you want some alternative option. So I would recommend to paint your pieces, and you'll be painting most of your pieces with acrylic paint. But before you can go ahead and acrylic paint your piece, because the clay itself is so porous after it's been bisqued, you're going to want to give it a sealer coat, a primer coat, to go ahead and absorb some of that first layer of paint. Otherwise, when you go ahead and apply all of that acrylic, it's going to absorb so much of the paint at first, and you'll just be going through a lot of acrylic, and it'll not quite give you the good color results that you're looking for. So I have some samples of some paint here, some general colors. This Quick Color brand is a cheap brand that you can get at Home Depot. It's 97 cents a can. It comes in black, it also comes in white, and this primer gray. I don't have any in that brand to show you, but basically this would be the same kind of can in that color. You want to make sure it says flat, so it's a flat paint color. And as far as picking what color you want to go with, you want to pick something that's close to the colors that you're going to be putting on your piece. Because I have this kind of wood texture, I'm probably going to stay away from the white. I'm going to go with something kind of in the middle, because ultimately I'm going to be painting this thing like a brownish color. I'm going to go ahead and start off with this gray primer. You first want to make sure you shake up your can really well. There's a little tiny ball inside that's in there, and it needs to kind of be relieved of, if it's been resting for a while, it'll settle to the bottom. So give it a good shake, good 30-second shake. Make sure that ball is really moving around and you can hear it. You want to do this outside and cover up everything in the area that could possibly get hit with paint. And then the trick to getting a good coat on is to keep yourself 12 inches away, and then you can start spraying. I like to do long strokes, going in here. You don't want to cake it on too much. The whole point of spraying this down is to just get in that good first layer. And if you tend to put on too thick of a layer, it's going to build up on your piece and make some funky things happen. It's okay if the first shot out you don't get into all of those areas. You can always come back. If you cake it on way too thick in the beginning, what's going to happen is, like I said, you'll have all that buildup. But if you wait for it to dry, all of that paint will absorb directly into the piece first, and then you can go back and hit the spots that you might have missed. Now this is just your base coat. Everybody's like, oh my god, she's painting that thing this hideous gray. This is just my base coat. I'm just going to go in, and it's just here to do the major absorbing. And then give it about a good half hour to an hour, depending on the type of weather you're having, to really set and dry, and you can give it a second coat. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and put a brown coat on. But the brown, I wasn't too careful about getting into all of the cracks. I kind of wanted a little bit of that gray to come back through so I could have the kind of rustic, washed out look. Now I'm going to go in with some white and some black to add some highlights and some contrast. This time though, when I go and spray, I'm not going to be spraying all over. I'm just going to be looking to give it some spotting, to kind of build up some depth and texture. First, you take the black, come in and hazily go around. Just some small spots with the black, not too much. I'm not really coating everywhere, we're just highlighting. Now I'm going with the white. Again, this is just to add just a bit of a dusting to it. All right. This needs to fully dry for at least 24 hours before we can come back and add in some acrylic paint to start building up all of that texture. And the technique we're going to be using is called dry brushing, and I'm going to go ahead and go over that once this fully dries in another video.